What's up, all my gnarly ones, and welcome! It's Tuesday night, and as always, you know what that means. It's time for some NARL, North American eRacing League Truck Series. Tonight, the regular season finale. This is for all the marbles. We are going to find out who our 8 playoff drivers are after this race tonight from Chicagoland. Season finale at Chicagoland, one of the best tracks on the game. And my name, as always, Gator Mike. And with me in the booth, typically on Tuesday nights, Big Jim. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, Gator. Really excited to see who's going to make the playoffs tonight.
All right, as all of us are, as well as our other commentator tonight, Swamp Fox. How are you?
I'm doing great. I just got done eating some cheddar Chex Mix. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good right now.
Cheddar Chex Mix for the win in Swamp's mouth tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like I said, it's the regular season finale. Everybody tuning in. We've got quite the race for you guys tonight. Like I said, Chicagoland. We tonight are going to have 75 laps around this mile-and-a-half track. High speeds, close racing, draft track. Jim, what can we expect out of a race like tonight?
I think it's going to be a lot of bottom feeding with the lower horsepower that the trucks provide. A lot of guys are going to be vying for that bottom position in the turns. But I think you're also going to have to look Lieutenant Dangles, thereitlies, and Up the Irons. Those guys that are all on the bubble going to be super aggressive tonight. They've got to fight for everything out there, and I just think it's going to make for some great racing tonight, man.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to get to that bubble here in just a minute, but since you've already touched on that topic, we've got 3 drivers fighting for one spot. Unfortunately, thereitlies will not make the race tonight, so that's going to go ahead and eliminate him. So we've got 2 drivers now fighting for one spot, the 8th and final spot in the playoffs. You got Up the Irons 33, and you've got Lieutenant Dangles 97. Up the Irons currently has the advantage, an 11-point advantage over Dangles. However, Swamp, this is Dangles' home racetrack and one that he's very confident at. So what does Dangles have to do tonight to be able to erase that gap and find his way into the playoffs starting next week?
Well, as a guy that I've clinched the next round being behind the playoff in a playoff race. I definitely think that for Dangles to move on into the playoffs, I feel like he's got to get some stage points. You know, he's got to finish second and third, get some stage points, take a little stress off. While Up the Irons does not get any stage points, then he obviously has to finish ahead of him. You know Dangles, he's going to be driving the wheels off that truck, and I really expect him to come out guns a-blazing. He loves this track. It's his home track. I hope for Dangles that he doesn't lag out tonight. We've seen that in the North American Racing League this season where guys tend to lag out of their home track quite often. So hopefully for him that doesn't happen.
Yeah, definitely. And Swamp just let us know how Dangles can get his way in. So, Jim, how can Up the Irons stay in over Lieutenant Dangles tonight? What does he have to do?
Same thing. He's just going to have to keep stage points, and he's going to have to keep Lieutenant Dangles behind him. If he stays in front of Dangles all night, there's just no way Dangles can take that position from him. So it's going to be about managing and understanding where Dangles is tonight for Up the Irons.
Definitely. Also, a couple of other things of note for this evening. Your points leader, Jaw, is out for tonight, so he will not make the race, which makes this race kind of wide open in a lot of people's eyes. But, however, Jaw did lock down the top spot in regular season points, so he'll carry 15 extra playoff points over in the playoffs starting next week. So he didn't have to worry about that. Jaw's out. And, though, we've got an Xfinity Series regular and I2 ball stick for you making a truck start tonight, as well as a former Cup Series Chicagoland winner and Cup Series regular this season, Mr. Williams, is in the field tonight. So Among those guys, as well as you got K Keenitz, you've got Decent House, who has got some pretty good speed in terms of warm-ups. I noticed he was on rails. Anybody you guys got your eye on? Obviously, we're going to kind of focus on the playoff bubble, but who do you think has the best chance to bring home the dub tonight?
Well, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Joel not being in the field, he's dominated. Me and Jim know how that feels to have a dominant guy out of a race as of Xfinity last season. But yeah, I definitely think you hit the nail on the head with the two guys, Decent House and K Keenitz. Decent House took it to Jaw back at Charlotte, and K Keenitz, he's just been quick all year, man. I mean, he's been quick all year, especially on the 1.5 2-mile track. So he'll be another one to watch tonight.
All right, Jim.
Sorry, you kind of cut out on me there. You and Swamp both. Internet's not doing well. What were we talking about here?
Just seeing what kind of favorite you got for tonight.
Oh, yeah, favorites. So, Kev Brogod and Decent House. I really think Kev Brogod is overdue for a win, and I think that this is a pretty good track for it. I think as long as he hits his marks, he'll be up there tonight.
Yeah. Also in the field, don't sleep on Avenged Fail. He's fast wherever we go. We've also got GMR Reap, a playoff driver in the field, as well as another hometown Chicago boy. DocShox is in the field tonight, and he had some pretty good speed in warm-ups too. So keep an eye out for those guys. The Truck Series is currently just finishing up qualifying. So as always, we'll get you the pole sitter here in just a second. Jagboy, PSH, thanks for joining the comment section. PSH is rooting for Decent House. Said he had a secret weapon. I think I found that out in warm-ups. And Jagboy, nice to see you, saying it'd be nice to see Dangles get in. So I love audience participation in the chats. Just keep it clean, and love interacting with you guys. So as they load back into the screen here, Swamp, just a second. Poll is going to go to. Waiting for Keenitz to scroll for me.
It's Kev Brogod.
Poll is Kev Brogod. So that is your pole sitter in the 44 Chevrolet truck tonight. Go ahead, Swamp.
I just wanted to shout out Puff and Puff. I hope you're watching tonight. Just giving you your shout out that you've always wanted.
Okay. As K Keenitz 22 gets the lobby set up for this race tonight.
Dangles I'm sorry, I'm going off. Dangles qualified third behind Kev Brogod and Decent House, so two very quick guys. So obviously, I would say Dangles has a fast piece tonight. Up the irons qualified 13th.
Yep, good qualifying spot for Dangles. He hopefully can capitalize on some stage points here in stage number 1 because he needs those to be able to advance, I feel. But we'll be able to load in just a minute.
How aggressive do you think Dangles is going to be here? We know he's not one guy to take being knocked around a bunch. He's been knocked around a bunch all season. But now he's going to be starting up there P3. He's going to have the draft. I mean, how aggressive do you think he's going to be, Gator?
It kind of depends on where up the irons is at. I feel like right now in the early stages of the race, he does not have to be super aggressive. If he finishes, let's just say stage 1 right where he starts in P3, that's 3 points right there, which would knock the gap from 11 to 8 and make things easier for later on in the race. So he needs to remember not to put himself in a position to where it's going to cost him points. So try to keep your nose clean here early on and pick up some stage points. But we should be able to join here in just a second. Let me double check. Waiting on Keenitz's stream to catch up.
We should be good. Docs is loaded in.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
All right, let's go ahead and join. We're going to go blue screen here for just a second while we accept one of these invites.
Jim, would you like me to send you a couple extra invites?
Yes, please, if you don't mind.
All right. There is Kev Brogard with the pole. So let's go ahead and load into this 75 lapper tonight from Chicagoland Speedway, the Ganders Truck Series for the North American eRacing League. Camping World 112 and a half. So with these trucks, these mile-and-a-half tracks seem to be very draft dependent. Is there anything that you can do for a setup to make your truck fast enough to where draft is not going to play a factor tonight?
I would almost say, you know, as far as just truck setup in general, man, I'm upping my tire pressures and probably my right rear a little bit to help me get a little bit of more of a turn. Because I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of loose conditions with these trucks.
Alright, as we have loaded in, Kev Brogard still out in front over Decent House and Kay Keenitz. Top three got a little bit of a breakaway with Lieutenant Dangle sitting right there in fourth. Good spot for him to still be. Fifth place is one of these custom trucks. Let's go figure out who that is. That's going to be Mr. Williams in the white and red 77 truck tonight. Running in P5 early on with his teammate Moffitt in sixth. These truckers look to be single file here pretty quickly early on, so looks like this first stage might just be able to go green to the end. 17 laps here in stage number one. We've got a battle brewing here in the back half of the field. There's a Avenged Fail, I2 ball stick for you side by side. And there's the 20 truck of Up the Irons right here behind Avenged Fail, trying to hang on to that final playoff spot. As you already heard, he's joined the comment section. Hello, good evening. Fresh off of your win last night at Darlington.
Mr. Williams makes his way around at Lieutenant Dangles for fourth place.
As the top three are really broken away here. Kev Brogard, Decent House, Kay Keenitz still 1, 2, 3 in that order. Back here to the three truck of Lieutenant Dangles, who's hanging on for a stage point here in P5. Trying to do everything he can to gain as many points as possible on that cutoff line tonight. He's got 11 points to make up over Up the Irons. However, Up the Irons owns the tiebreaker over Dangles, so Dangles would have to make up 12 points. He has to outpoint Up the Irons to make it in the playoffs tonight as he looks under the 77 of Mr. Williams, coming out of turn 4, trying to keep his nose there. Not going to get the runoff, though.
Ooh.
Something happened to Dangles there.
Got a little loose on the apron there down the front stretch.
That's big, because that knocks him out of the top 5 as Moffitt takes over 5th place. So we'll see if he can rebound later on here, as we're going to go back up here for the fight for the lead. Kev Brogard has been overtaken for the lead by Decent House. A couple of good friends here working together, it seems like, early on in this race.
Yeah, if you have those two, you just kind of want to push each other. I mean, we've seen how two-car tandems work at places like Charlotte and all that. You just kind of want to, you know, break away, make it a race between the two of you.
Yeah, just a little bit of, hey, let's just push each other here and get away from everybody. Then we can mess around and race each other pretty hard.
As these two have broken away from 3rd place. Who has been caught? Kay Keenitz has been caught by that 77 of Mr. Williams. So Mr. Williams is making some hay here early in stage 1.
That 3, Lieutenant Dangles, does not look happy with his truck right now. It's just not turning center out like he needs it to. He's under fire here from Charblazer, and I believe that's DocShox behind Char. So you're going to have to see this 3 make a strong swing and adjustments to be competitive here.
Yeah, great starting spot for that 3 truck, but his setup right now is not working out for him. As we have quite the battle for 3rd place. Keenitz pulls an over-under here on the 77 on Mr. Williams. Gets back under him. A 24 truck looking to pick up his first win of the season tonight. Wants to gain some extra playoff points heading into next week, as he has already clinched a spot. Still side by side for 3rd place.
P3.
What?
Yeah, these two have raced against each other. They were Cup Series racers, both in the Cup Series last season. Yeah, these two, they've raced.
Oh, a little bit of a door. As I think Mr. Williams went with a Kyle Larson sprint car inspired team tonight in that 77 truck.
Percent confirm that he did. Well, okay, 99% confirm that he did, but
as the 77 looks under the 24 here. The best battle on the track here is for 3rd place.
it is, and surprisingly, these two haven't really lost the leaders, haven't gained a whole lot on them since they started battling, and that Moffitt really hasn't gained that much on them.
In the meantime, we have got a mad group back here for about 6th place. Lieutenant Dangles, Charblazer side by side, Avenged Fail, I2 Baltic for you, DocShox all in this pack. 2 wide, 2 rows deep. DocShox gaining 2 positions in 1 corner. Couple of hometown boys here, Lieutenant Dangles and DocShox in this pack.
Yeah, best friends off the track. He's probably going to try and help his buddy out as much as he can here.
Or not. He's going to look right to the outside. So much for that idea, Swamp. DocShox looks to the outside of Lieutenant Dangles. And Charblazer looks up the middle, making it 3 wide. That's going to ruin the 16's momentum.
Is that ballistic back there? It is ballistic back there in that black and blue truck.
Big Jim is having some internet issues tonight, so we'll get him back in just a few minutes. As DocShox is in the wall, keeps it in the wall, lets everybody go by. But a train of about 5 or 6 trucks right here. Not battling for any stage points, but we've got a couple of playoff bubble drivers in this pack.
Yeah, so my question to you is, if you're in this pack, do you guys try to go single file and see if you can't pick up a spot or 2 guys in front of you?
The guys in front have driven away so far that I don't think they're going to be able to. I know Avenge is right there in 5th place. He's not too far. These guys are 3 wide again.
Yeah. These guys are coming to the white flag for the final stage.
Yep, white flag here in stage number 1. None of these guys are going to get stage points, it doesn't look like. So let's cycle back around to the lead. Looks like Decent House is still in the lead. He rounds turn 3 and 4, followed by Kev Brogod. And pretty handily, Decent House is going to take stage 1, followed by Kev Brogod. Mr. Williams, I believe, is going to take P3. He does. K. Keenitz in 4th, and Avenged Fail is going to round out your top 5 here in stage number 1.
Is that Avenged or Moffitt?
I believe Avenged was in 5th. Last I checked.
I think Moffitt was in 5th. Yeah,
you are correct.
Was
Moffitt has gotten 5th. So, my bad. Moffitt takes the final stage point here in stage number 1. So, Swamp, what did you see out of that first stage?
I'm not really surprised by 1 and 2, or first and second place finishers. There, Kev Brogad and Decent House, both really quick. Every week we go. Kind of surprised Lieutenant Dangles finished back as far as he did after that strong qualifying run. Didn't get any stage points. He's really going to have to push for about third or second here in this stage. Hopefully he's making the right adjustments there.
Yeah, hopefully that 3 truck has made some adjustments. He's starting pretty far back, though, on this restart, as it looks like the 98 did not pit. He gets out of the way. It's a big error from the 98 truck there.
Racing with him in Xfinity last season, that's not the first time he's ever made that mistake.
Yeah, not going to be a killer for him. He'll be able to pit and stay only 1 lap down, I believe. So your leader, Decent House, Stage 1 winner, has quickly taken back the point and stretches an early lead over Kev Brogad and Kay Keenitz. As we have a crash in the back, it looks like Charblazer went around.
Yeah, I thought he went around my screen. I was hoping it wasn't lag.
Not going to bring out a caution. It's only 1 truck. So we stay green here in the North American eRacing League's Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series. Quickly single file again. Let me get a status update on Jim. As Decent House maintains his lead. Battle looks to be for 3rd place here. Kay Keenitz and Mr. Williams just cannot separate themselves from each other. Fighting hard for 3rd place. 5th place looks to be the 45 of Marksman Jr. 712. We haven't said his name tonight.
If not, we didn't even pick him as a favorite tonight, so shame on us, I guess.
Definitely Avenged Fail in 6th, Ball Stick in 7th, and here's Lieutenant Dangles here in 8th place, hoping to hang on to that draft in front of him. He does not want to lose that right now.
No, he loses that draft. Might be a goner for the rest of the night.
Right behind Lieutenant Dangles, side by side, is Reap, and up the irons, the other playoff bubble driver. So up the irons is doing what he needs to do and is keeping that 3 truck in his sights. Got a close battle still for 3rd place. I don't think this battle's going to end tonight, Swamp. I think it's going to be Williams and Keenitz just fighting the whole race.
Yeah,
it's
looking that way.
He gets a bump draft from Marksman going down the front straightaway through the tri-oval. Gives him a launch into turn 1 and off of turn 2.
You know, and that's kind of how this track works with the draft. You know, you got somebody's draft, you guys just can't separate each other.
Yeah, but speaking of separating, Decent House and Kev Brogad have separated themselves again from 3rd on back. They are looking to be the top 2 contenders here tonight. Swamp, I do believe you're the owner of the party, so if you could send Jim another invite back.
I thought he should be able to join back in without an invite, but I will go ahead and do that.
He says he needs one.
Well, I'll wait for my words to him after we race.
Action is hot and heavy here for 3rd on back. 5 trucks under a blanket. As we are rejoined by Big Jim. Welcome back there, Jim.
Yeah, man. I saw one of those guys down at one of those vendors. They had some of that famous deep dish Chicago pizzas. I couldn't help myself. I had to jump out of the booth there for a second and grab a slice.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, that sounds pretty good tonight. Did you bring us a piece back?
I'm afraid I didn't. It's pretty expensive.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Anyways, back to the action here. Got Got some trucks back here. The two playoff drivers, bubble drivers, are back here towards the back of the field, up the irons, and Lieutenant Dangles as well as DocShox and Reap are all closely battling here for about 8th.
We have a truck that absolutely killed the wall with his front end. Agent Chancho looks like he had some issues coming out of turn 4, and his front end is destroyed.
Alright, well, this being the regular season finale in the Truck Series, that means, Jim and Swamp, the playoffs start next week for these guys, next Tuesday. So these guys have been fighting every Tuesday for, what was it, 14 weeks now. Yep, 14 weeks to earn a spot to get into the playoffs. So, how these playoffs
up the irons in the wall.
Up the irons did hit the wall. Not really going to cost him too much right now. They're not fighting for stage points or anything like that. Just cost him some spots. But how the playoffs work for these guys is that we take the top 8 in points. Not winners. It goes off of a cumulative point total. So you get 8 drivers going in. You're going to have a 3-race round. That round is going to consist of Kentucky, Bristol, and New Hampshire. We are going to eliminate 4 drivers from that round, and then the final race at Homestead is going to have the remaining 4 drivers. So that's how the playoffs are going to work here in the Truck Series. But over the course of the season, these guys have earned playoff points and such, and the top 3 in points get some playoff points as well. So all those guys who have earned playoff points over the course of this season kind of get a head start once the playoffs start next week. So our points leader, Jaw, going to have a huge margin. So he's going to be pretty safe heading into Homestead. And then there's a couple others who got some playoff points as well. So that's how the playoff picture works and looks like for one of our viewers here asking in the chat.
Yeah, and it's pretty competitive up there. I mean, I've heard from a bunch of different guys that are in that playoffs that, you know, even though it's season 1 and they haven't really felt each other out for more than a season, that, you know, these guys are super competitive and they all want a chance at that championship. So I think it'll be very entertaining to watch as weeks progress.
Yeah,
this is last lap of the stage.
We're already back to the last lap of stage number 2. This race is going by pretty quick.
Go get pizza for a couple minutes, and that's
Decent House is just gone. He's in another zip code tonight. He's going to sweep both of the stages, as Kev Brogod might have just lacked out coming to the end of stage number 2.
Oh, we're going to have to see if that's the old...
Wow. Coming to the checkered flag.
Have to see if that's the old PlayStation glitch.
We're about to find out.
On my screen, he's down in pit road.
Yeah, he did lag out. Oh, he is on pit road on Doc's stream.
Wow, he was within a football field of taking the checkered flag in stage number 2. So that is unfortunate for Kev Brogod. That's going to end his night with a blown engine.
A little bit of strategy here by the 3. He came to pit road there before the white flag, or before the green and white checker. He's going to come out late in this field.
Yeah, nothing against the rules here on that here in the North American eRacing League. So a bit of strategy from Lieutenant Dangles.
Yeah, you know, the guys didn't get any stage points, a little bit desperate. Why not? Why not? There's no penalty against it here. Why not?
Yep. So a decent house. Took pole. Took stage 1. Took stage 2. He's looking for max points tonight as we are about to get lined up here for the final stage of the evening. Stage 3. Actually, no, Kev Brogod got the pole, didn't he? I am a liar and a thief.
Oh,
that is unfortunate. However, Decent House is looking for a race sweep. Stage 1, Stage 2, and the race win as Lieutenant Dangles lines up here in P number 1, starting the final stage with a little bit of strategy on his part. And he's going to get the upper hand on Decent House coming out of turn 2. Mr. Williams looks underneath.
gone no more.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
That 45 of Marksman, there's a little bit of animosity between those two up in the lead, but it looks like they're going to play pretty clean for now.
Yeah,
Daniels led that lap.
As a decent house says, who cares about draft? I'm going to do this by myself on the high lane, looking to get around that 3 truck for the lead. They are side by side heading down the backstretch. Dangles does not want to give this spot up. He is racing for his playoff life right now.
He's going to get a nice run there. I'm really impressed how this 51's holding the outside, though. He's pinching that 3 down in the corners, and it's just kind of messing up that run out that 3 gets.
And while we're watching that 3 lead, what he doesn't want to see is up the irons back there in like 4th or 5th.
That's what we're talking about it.
Ooh, he's going to clear the 3 truck. So, decent house back to the point here in stage number 3, the final stage. Lieutenant Dangles is going to fall back to 2nd. But,
yeah, and as impressive as this is for Lieutenant Dangles, Swan brought up a great point up the irons back there in about P4, P5. And,
yep.
I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. He doesn't need to win this race. He doesn't even need to beat Dangles at this point. He just needs to stay within 11 spots of Dangles.
He does, so Dangles right now is in 2nd place. He would have to have up the irons finish 14th or worse to advance into the playoffs. So with no stage points tonight for Dangles, it's looking pretty bleak here at the moment.
Anything can happen. Though, that 99 clears for P2. Sorry, Swan, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, but you know, this is a truck series, and
oh, Dangles and Irons side by side. Maybe a little bit of a bumper from Irons as Dangles tried to block. Did not want to see that 20 truck get around him.
Oh, big contact between Keenitz and Avengers hard in the outside wall.
Oh, that's 4. A big wreck for the 99 truck who was running in 3rd place.
I think the 3 might have tagged the apron there, and
oh, the 3 gets back up into the 20. Maybe a little payback from that bumper we saw a couple laps ago.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy with him, that's for sure.
The bubble drivers are heated with each other right now, building that drama here in stage 3.
Yeah, right now Lieutenant Dangle's up there P4, up the irons doing what he needs to do P6. So as long as up the irons can maintain his position, it really does look like he's going to be that 8th driver into the NARL Truck Series playoffs.
And somebody who has snuck up into the top 2 here is Reap. Our runner-up finisher from Talladega last week. Reap is running in P2 again here tonight at Chicago, looking to gain some momentum heading into the playoffs next week in Kentucky.
That? It feels like you might have gotten robbed out of a win last week, and he's up here battling, running P2. He's not battling, he's running for P2, maybe hoping decent house can maybe make a mistake or leg out like his friend did.
As the 3 and the 20 are nose to tail again. No love lost between these 2 bubble drivers.
If you're up the irons, again, I'm just going to say, you just need to protect your position. There's no reason to really even battle the 3 at this point. You just want to keep your nose clean and not finish dead last in this race.
He knows the 3 is desperate, so there's no sense in trying to pass him right now. Just keep him in your sights. As it looks like Mr. Williams clipped the apron going into turn 1. He put the 24 Keenan's right into the wall. Hard contact for the 24.
I was gonna say it's almost like torture for that 20 just to be right there riding right on the 3's back bumper. Just torture for the 3 car truck.
Yeah, Swamp, these are trucks, these are not cars.
Yeah, sorry.
As Keenan looks to make a move here on Charblazer for 6th position.
Yeah, I was also going to bring up that, you know, in the NARL, we don't necessarily have crew chiefs, spotters, anyone that can relay that information of, you know, the cutoff line, but I'm sure that Up the Irons is smart enough to know that being right behind Dangles, when Dangles hasn't got any stage points up to this point, he's in good position. But, yeah. I mean, if it came down to it and, you know, Up the Irons was 8th right now and Dangles is up in 2nd, you'd have to believe it'd be a little confusing for Up the Irons.
Yeah, with Irons earning no stage points tonight and Dangles earning no stage points tonight, they are still even right now, except Lieutenant Dangles has 1 spot over Irons, so the playoff cutoff line right now would be -10 for Dangles. So that would be the live update for those two. Dangles is going to have something happen to that 20 truck here late in this race.
And we've been talking, it looks like the 45 of Marksman has made his way around the 32 of GMR Reap for the 2nd position.
And the 20 has just made his way around the 3 for 4th place. And hits the apron. The 3 is going to give him a pump after the 20 hits the apron. The 20 is going to hit the wall.
20's got to save it. He does. He's going to lose a couple positions.
Wow, the 20 made a mistake there, and Dangles did check up in time and clip the rear bumper of the 20 truck.
98 of Moffitt's going to look to his inside here. That's another position. Oh, he hits him! And then around goes the 98 of Moffitt. It's not going to be a caution. It's a single truck incident. We stay green here at Chicagoland.
I just got to say this, too. It's going to be really hard for that 20 to finish, what is it, 14th or worse? With, I mean, you've already got one guy legged out, and then there's just, no comment. But it's just gonna be really hard for him to finish.
That is true. There were, I believe, 17 trucks that started this race tonight, so he's gonna have to really hope for a miracle right now for Lieutenant Dangles.
16. As I'm watching DocShox streams, it looks like they have about 11 laps of fuel left.
Here comes one to pit road. That might be Mr. Williams. It is.
There's around here and check that out as Mr. Williams is making a green flag stop here.
You don't see too many of these though in the NARL Truck Series, so this could honestly decide this playoff line with a mistake from Up the Irons.
Green flag stops are it definitely shows your experience, because it is hard to get woed down to pit road speed. Pick the right strategy and get off of pit lane. It's not easy to do. So the more experienced drivers are going to be better at this than lesser experienced drivers. And Williams has a lot of track time, so let's see if this benefits that 77 truck here tonight.
Oh, the 02 is around on the front stretch. Agent Chancho, again, a single truck incident, no caution.
Not the first time Agent Caution has been around on the front stretch.
Moffitt has made his pit stop. These guys are within their window.
And there's 2 trucks behind. Cycle back here. There were 2 trucks behind Up the Irons, spots that he could lose. Maybe they've already passed him, but I mean, he can afford to give up some positions, but he's got to be careful if he gives up too many.
Decent house gets around the 0-2 of Chancho, who spins it out on the apron coming to pit lane. Nervous moment for the leader of this race, Decent House.
So Swamp, you're watching a stream right now. Is there any strategy that could be played into this thing?
I really don't think so. This is a one-stop race. I think it'd be close if you took rights only, but I don't see any advantage in only taking right side tires.
If I was Lieutenant Dangles, I might consider that. He's got to do everything he can to get as many positions as he can, because he is well below the cutoff line. If it doesn't work out, he hasn't lost anything. So.
Well, this is true, or maybe he takes 2 tires and a caution comes out and people decide to pit, he decides to pit for fresh one. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that could play out here. We're talking racing, but yeah, Dangles is in nothing to lose situation and
Yes,
everything to
we
gain.
have about 20 to go here in the North American eRacing League's Truck Series. Camping World 112.5 here at Chicagoland.
Yes, I don't know what a fuel run was or is.
Such a good track. It's unfortunate to see NASCAR take it off of their schedule for this season. One of the better races that the Cup Series produced in real-life NASCAR last season, with Alex Bowman picking up his first win. Hate to see this track get omitted from the schedule due to everything going on.
You know, in the season before that, you had the Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson kind of slide job moment, and I thought, you know, I was really kind of ticked to see him go away from those cars as far as the package goes, because I thought those cars produced some really great racing. But
I see another one on pit road, Char Blazer.
That's our leader has come down to pit road, Decent House 23.
Reap is coming down to pit lane as well.
Looks like Dangles and his teammate, the 24, Kate Keenis, it looks like they might be on a strategy to stay out as long as we can. Maybe hope for caution to come out.
Hope for caution,
Up the irons on
take
that same strategy as well.
Yeah, take two and the minimum amount of fuel that you need to.
And I'm watching the stream right now. It sounds like Lieutenant Dangles is going to take two. He said, quote, "I have nothing to lose." So look
there
for
you
that.
Go. Swan called it.
Look for that 90. Look for Lieutenant Dangles 97, that 3 truck, to take 2 tires on his final pit stop.
Yes, he's on pit road right now.
He's made his way.
Looked like he got in pretty clean.
We'll look for up the irons here. He is still making laps.
The bubble driver, Lieutenant Dangles here.
I don't know, guys. That was close on the 51 right there on pit exit. That was very close. That we're not the, you know, we don't deal with penalties here, but I will have to be, we'll have to be taken to that one.
Yep, quick pit stop by that 3 truck. Looks like he took 2 tires. See how this is going to work out for him. As the 51 goes around him already. There's the 77 of Mr. Williams. That's for position. And here's up the irons, who I believe has yet to make his final pit stop.
And DocShox, I think these guys are going to have to come in here. DocShox is on. He's got 1 lap to go, so I think you're going to see about everybody
up the irons is coming in now.
The irons made it.
Some server lag, it looks like. We'll go ahead and get back in here for the end of this thing. Yay for 704.
Do you need another invite, or are you good?
I have one more, so yay for 704 and their faulty servers right now. Go blue screen here. Sorry about that. We will go ahead and try to get back in here.
So Decent House still the leader, I presume, in that 4-5 of Marksman in P2 or GMR Reap?
I think GMR Reap and well, isn't Williams in front of Reap?
Oh yeah, yep. All right. Hey, when I don't have the ticker and I'm just finally guessing who's in this position.
All right, as we are not loaded back in here just yet, as Kay Keenitz has taken his final pit stop here. We are waiting for my notifications to load.
Between the lap truck of a little bit of contact between the lap truck of out of Ward and Decent House.
Was a little bit of contact, yes, sir.
As
They're
we
both
go ahead and
keeping
join
on
back
track.
in here. Looks like everything has resolved itself. We apologize for the inconvenience here with these faulty servers. But we're going to load back in for the end of this thing.
Zero clue where anybody's at that I need to know where they're at. Shout
Caution.
out
Give us a caution.
Oh, please. With the truck series, I would not be surprised. Make this thing interesting.
Well, I can say that Decent House is still in the lead.
Yeah, that's
It's coming to 10 to go. Actually, just crossed the line for 10 to go here.
All right. right, there's Decent House, your leader here late in this race, as we are about 11 to go, I believe.
10.
10 to
Coming
go.
to 9.
Coming to 9. Dangles right now, I believe, would love to see a caution.
This is kind of a scary spot with Agent Chancho in front of Up the Irons and Moffitt and Avenged Fail. These guys are racing super hard. If two of these guys get sideways, it's going to be a caution. So if you're Up the Irons, do you even bother in this pack, or are you just trying to get away?
Depends on what spot he's running in.
I would almost
It's risky
back
business.
Gotta look.
Oh,
there's
contact
contact!
with 2! Oh
Oh,
my goodness!
Oh my god.
oh,
Are we
there's
gonna
a
get
truck around.
caution?
Agent Chancho Avenged.
He's got 3 of them
There's 3
around.
trucks.
That's a
caution.
caution.
Wow.
Let's get spicy.
Oh my
That,
gosh, what happened to Up the Irons? We were just talking about that, how scary it is to be in that pack of 4, and he's involved in a wreck.
That could have just changed everything.
Yeah, that was back there for about 9th place, so there wasn't a whole lot. Dangles was in 4th. If I'm Dangles, you gotta come.
You got to take 4 here.
You gotta come down.
And you know, Up the Irons has damage, so he's got to pit and fix that damage. That's gonna take some time. And oh, this is gonna get crazy here, boys. Buckle up.
Man, I didn't think a caution was actually gonna come out, but wow.
We had 4 to 5 trucks just get together going into turn 1. Triggered by the 2 truck and the 20 coming together.
The 20 stays out. He has a ton of damage.
Oh
This
my
might
goodness.
be suicide for the 20. There's no way.
The 20 truck stays out with damage, with old tires. He is in the lead as he takes the green flag here in the late laps of stage 3.
He's gonna have no grip going into 1. Oh, he's blocking hard though.
We are set up for a crazy finish here. In the
my
regular
gosh.
season finale at Chicago is DocShox. Looks underneath of the 20
Look
truck
at
of
Doc.
irons.
He's going to the lead.
I believe he took 2 tires, Doc did, or maybe fuel only or something. Dangle's gonna make his way around the 20. He's gotta hope that 20 drops like a rock.
He is. He's gonna have to really make some moves here.
As the 51 at Decent House looks underneath Mr. Williams here for second.
How many laps to go, Swamp?
3. They're gonna be coming to 3 to go.
3 to go.
We
Is
got
that 20
3
gonna
wide
fall
for the lead.
back?
Oh, contact!
There's a 3. Is the 3's in second?
You have 3 to second. He's gonna have the preferred line right here.
45. His teammate's gonna push him.
Oh, contact.
3 wide for second place. But unfortunately for Dangles, Up the Irons is still right there in about 6.
Oh, he just got dive bombed by Moffitt, and here comes Avenge to his inside. This is gonna be really close.
20. Oh, the 20's loose. 20 is bad loose.
20's falling back here. The points are going to be close.
Oh my goodness, he's still falling like a rock.
If you're Dangles, there's going to be 2 to go here. Dangles has his teammate.
Guys, he's sideways. He's all the way at the back.
The 20 truck is falling to the back of the field.
Oh no.
The 3 is in perfect position. He's got his teammate in the 45 right behind him. Hopefully doesn't put too much pressure on him. If I'm the 3 man, the second place is going to feel like a dub right now.
Fast things can change.
The miracle
20 had the lead, and he's all the way at the back now. Lieutenant Dangles might actually find his way into the playoffs.
The miracle that Dangles has been hoping for is happening right in front of our eyes.
Final lap.
Gosh, final lap here. Decent House, of course, leading.
Dangles has got he has got a friend behind him in that 45 truck. Oh my goodness.
Can you believe it, Gator? Can you believe it, Swamp? I can't believe it.
The points are going to be really close here.
I cannot. I have no clue where Up the Irons is running. Shout out 704, but wow.
Lieutenant Dangles might just squeak into the playoffs here as Decent House wins the race, comes around, takes the second victory of the season. We're going to have to wait and see where Up the Irons finishes.
Oh, we need to see those standings, the race standings. If he is 11 spots or worse than that.
Guys, Up the Irons was the last car on track to finish. He finished 14th.
This is going to be close.
That's going to be
Dangles got it by 1 point.
Dangles made it.
Unofficially, looks like Dangles is going to make it in by 1 point.
Are you kidding?
1 point. Dangles is going to make it into the playoffs on a final late race restart. The drama here.
Not
Up the irons, man.
Are you not entertained?
Heartbreak for Up the Irons. Jubilation for Lieutenant Dangles. A late race restart. Up the Irons goes from first to last. Dangles, with fresh tires, makes his way to second. Unbelievable.
And that just makes me wonder, if you're the 20, why not come and pit? You're in perfect position. You've still got 11 spots on him, plus a tiebreaker. Wow.
Unbelievable.
I'm at a loss for words, guys. That was incredible. I knew that the 20 just needed to keep his nose clean. It just looked like it was not meant to be. Being back there with those 4 guys, very aggressive racing, and then the interesting call to stay out.
Jag Boy shouting out Dangles, PSH shouting out Dangles. Got some love for Dangles in the chat here tonight. Oh my goodness, what a race we saw. The drama reigned supreme here late as we are joined by our race winner, who I think is oblivious to what has happened behind him, but it doesn't matter for him. Congratulations, Decent House, picking up your second win of the season here at Chicago. How you feeling?
Well, that last restart, bud, had me up on the wheel. I was a little nervous. Shout out to the guys behind me. I just about wrecked the whole field getting into 3, coming to 2 to go, I think. So, yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, nothing taken away from your win here, but good God, the drama we saw behind that 51 truck here tonight. But boy, you had a fast hot rod, the class of the field all night, sweeping the stages, taking the race win. Unfortunately, you joined too late in the season to make the playoffs, but what does this win do for you and the rest of the season looking forward?
Well, I mean, big confidence boost. The next 4 tracks, I feel confident as well. Sucks that Kev lagged out there. I think he had either a first place or second place truck too. So, I mean, we worked together on these setups and everything, and it sucks that he had to get knocked out there. But yeah, it was a hell of a race. It was a good time.
Yeah, I hate to see people getting lagged out here on NASCAR Heat 4. It's unfortunate. It happens to everybody. Never know when it's going to strike, but you have got quite a bit of love here in the chat tonight. Chris Powell, PSH, rooting for you. So congratulations on your second win of the season. Joining me in the booth, as always, I've got Big Jim. Big Jim, what kind of a question do you have for our winner tonight?
Yeah, man, incredible win. You dominated from start to finish. I think you started second, right? You were that close to having a max points tonight. So congratulations on that. I just have to ask, what was going through your mind in that final restart? Like, all that chaos behind you, were you just trying to distance yourself as far as you could from it?
Yeah, I mean, starting 4th on the restart, it's not in the right line, and I drove it in pretty hard into 3, and luckily I didn't touch the apron or slide up or anything. The truck was pretty much glued to the bottom all night. Felt real good, and I was looking out the windshield, man. I didn't know what was going on behind me, so I don't know. It's just hooked up. I mean, I like Chicago. I take that back. I did not like Chicagoland until last week. I started practicing last week, and Kev and I worked on some stuff, and I'm like, man, this track really fits my driving style. So, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, somebody said you had a secret weapon in that truck tonight early on in this chat, and you dang sure did. Also joining me in the booth tonight, I have got Swamp Fox. Swamp, what kind of question do you have for our winner?
Yeah, hey man, I said it your first race, I'll say it again. Decent House, you took it to the house tonight, brought home the trophy. my question for you is, what was that little, secret sauce that you had in your truck?
Well, man, I'd love to tell you, but I'm going to keep it to myself, actually. So
You know what?
no,
hit me up in the DMs.
yeah, it's just tire pressures, man. It's
100%.
That's pretty much it. So at least for me. So I just trying to find a good combination to get the tires to not overheat, and that's pretty much that's what makes it happen for me. So but I will shout out Kev, though. We work together on these setups, and without him helping out and us working together, we wouldn't find some of the stuff that we do. So I'm speechless, man. I enjoyed this one. It was fun. I felt like a jackass last week at Talladega for wrecking on pit road, so I guess this makes up for it.
Yeah,
Hey, man, congrats.
Class of the field tonight, and with presets you can only make so many adjustments to those things to make them fast, but you made the right ones here tonight. So other than Kev, is there anybody else you'd like to shout out before we let you get on out of here?
Man, I got to shout out my all the guys in the chat, Chris Powell, David Jeffrey, all the guys at work, that's, Brian Lewis, Matt Trump, Josh Chapman, all the guys that's watching me race on Tuesdays. They crack open a cold one and, watch me on here. So at least it's something to do, man, without all the sports and stuff going on. So, give a shout out to you guys, putting the show on. It's really fun. I'm glad I joined this league, man.
Yeah. Definitely got to have those supporters. It's good for morale. It's good for momentum. Again, congratulations on your second win this season. Your winner here tonight, Decent House 23. Congratulations.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, Swamp, if you want to get our runner-up in here, who happens to be Lieutenant Dangles.
I just sent him the invite. He told us he would be in here. We would be interviewing him tonight, and he was not wrong.
He was not wrong. Yes. All right. As we've got our runner-up in here tonight, Lieutenant Dangles, your best finish this season, and unofficially, you have pulled off the Chicago Miracle and have raced your way into the playoffs. So, cleanly, how are you feeling right now?
Oh, man, honestly, I thought it was all over in the first stage after I had a little lag issue with a couple guys and put me back in that dirty air, and it was just so hard to get around groups of guys at that point. And that caution finally, that late race caution finally helped me out, and a critical error by another driver kind of put himself in a shit spot, and
yep, there it is, one in the swear jar.
Took advantage of it, and with a little pushing and shoving for my teammates to help keep me up front, and hey, couldn't have done it without them and the guys in the party. They're a big support group, and FBGM, man, fuck yes.
That's two in the swear jar.
All right, no more swearing. I'm done with the swearing, guys. I'm just super excited. Like I said, especially after the second stage, without getting any stage points, I thought it was over. And, just to, grab second and, have him fall as far back as he did. Shadow God of War. Never thought he'd pass anybody. And here he is with the biggest pass of his season. God, man, seriously, it's just crazy. Crazy. I didn't expect it. And, when it came to kind of clear view there with 2 to go, it was just kind of making sure I didn't give up that bottom line. I knew I just had to hold that bottom line. If they're going to pass me up high and make it tough on themselves. And god dang, here we are.
Yep. Up the Irons held the tiebreaker over you, so you had to outpoint him here tonight, which you did miraculously. Things were looking bleak before that caution, but somehow you managed to bring it home P2, and Up the Irons fell to the back after staying out. But congratulations on your second place finish tonight.
Just gotta say, man, there's something cooking in the homegrown pot. Chicago, sweet home. God's greatest pastures. Skyscrapers that touch God's feet. Oh, man, the best sports teams in the world. Now I have a chance to hopefully bring another championship to the city of Chicago, baby.
Yep, just like the Cubs did a few years ago.
Anyways,
I got a couple of guys in the booth with me that I know you're very familiar with. Got a couple of your teammates in here. Big Jim.
Oh, by the way, guys, hold on. Sorry to cut you off, Gator. I just got to say, What was the last thing I said before the race started to you guys?
I already said
I
it.
would see you after the race, and here I am. Fuck yes. Words
3 for the swear jar.
spoken into fruition.
Three for the swear jar. So, Big Jim, what kind of a question do you have for your teammate Lieutenant Dangles here tonight?
Okay, so first of all, congratulations on maybe coming out on the top side of one of the craziest finishes I've personally seen in the NARL. With all the circumstances surrounding that, it was incredible to watch your fight to the front and how that all transpired. My question for you, though, it didn't look like the car was there for you, the truck was there for you in the first 2 stages, maybe even the beginning of that 3rd stage, but you were able to hold it there in that final restart. Was there anything you did there?
No, honestly, it's just one of those cases where if you're up front in clean air, the truck rather, just handles so much better. And if you're up there on the leader's, rear end, you're just able to kind of mimic what they do, run their line. The draft kind of helps pull you along a little bit, and obviously the guys that find their way up front are, the guys that are doing a lot better. So if you could run in their shadow, I mean, you're going to be up there in the top 5. The first stage, I felt like I was rolling all right. Probably had a top 5 truck in the first stage. Get that at least 1 stage point. Like I said, I had a lag issue. Had my front end pushed in, and that kind of set me back. And I was just trying to hold on to as many positions as I can for track position purposes going into the second stage, and end up losing all that in the pits. And that took a little Windy City miracle to get me to where I needed to be, but. I mean, that caution, though, saved me in so many ways. Just, I figured, I had to try and pull something out of my ass. And, I took 2 tires on that pit stop just to try and make up any position that I could. And honestly, I don't know if my left front was going to hold up. So that caution came at the perfect time. I was in, 5th place. So being able to come down, get 4 with everybody else, well, almost everybody else, and just getting that front group, it was nice. It was good, and it worked out for me.
All right. Another person you're very familiar with, and your biggest supporter, Swamp Fox. What kind of a question do you have for your BFF here tonight?
Ooh, BFFs tonight. Hey, first off, congrats on pointing your way in. Try not to be biased here, but I was a little worried for you there, especially after the first 2 stages.
Oh.
We're sitting there crew chiefing you, like, dude, he's got to take 2 here on this green flag stop. How do you plan on using this momentum going into the playoffs?
Well, honestly, I really haven't looked at the playoffs at all. I don't know where we go. I don't know how the rounds work, even. So, I mean, Gator, you're one of the heads of this league. How many races are in the first round?
You've got 3 races to make yourself enough points going into Homestead.
Oh, shoot.
Yep, so, only 1 round here in the Truck Series, considering you only run 1 race a week.
Right, that's fair. What are the tracks? Kentucky is one of them, I'm assuming?
Yes, you've got Kentucky, Bristol, and New Hampshire.
Oh, shoot.
You
know what? Crazier things have happened. I mean, Bristol, I feel like I could be fairly competitive. Obviously, you need things to go your way there. There's going to be a lot of bumping and banging. And, New Hampshire is a wild card in the sense of, it's another very difficult track. I feel like you're going to get a handful of guys that are really able to master it, and then a bunch of other guys that are just going to be grinding for positions out there. So, if you finish well at both those tracks, and, Kentucky being another 1.5 miles that's a little different than all the others, just 2 very different corners that, do not drive similar at all. It's going to take a hell of an effort to get there, but, a lucky win or put yourself in a position to win a race. And I believe the rules are the same in the Truck Series as all the other series. If you win a race, you advance to the next round automatically. So, I mean, just got to put myself in a position to win. Maybe get a little lucky and see what happens.
A little bit of luck was on your side tonight, Mr. Dangles. So before we let your little chatty butt get on out of here, is there anybody you want to shout out after the race tonight?
Well, if I shout out everybody individually, man, we might be here till midnight. But, obviously everybody in FBGM, I know these boys in the booth are trying to be as unbiased as possible, but, I know they got my back, from, all the Cup guys giving me words of encouragement, the Xfinity guys, and then even the guys, trucks that were, trying to give me advice on setup and relaying messages to me and just trying to keep me informed of what's going on behind me. I appreciate the hell out of them. All the other guys that, we party up with on a weekly basis, Waylon, Reap, Doc, all those guys, it's a big support group for all of us in FBGM, even among the other teams. So it's nice to have a good group of people to race with. Obviously, your biggest critic in most scenarios, got to thank you too, Gator. I don't give you enough credit for how well this league is actually ran. Obviously, I have slights and opinion against, how certain things go, but for the most part, this is one of the better run leagues that I've been a part of, and I commend you on the job that you do week in, week out, and and for you being as unbiased as you are, knowing that you have buddies in multiple facets of the game. Yeah, I think that covers all the bases. And like I said, got one more big shout out. God of War. God dang. Man.
All right, well, there you have it, folks.
You need to take a breath and drink a beer, all right? And go celebrate accordingly.
Oh, hold on, boys. I got you on that one.
Some more.
Hold on.
Let's go. For us.
Oh yeah, I got that. Got a nice icy cold Bud Light here. Let's see if you guys could hear this.
Yep, there it is.
Icy cold beverage, baby.
All right, there you have it, folks. Lieutenant Dangles is celebrating tonight after a Chicagoland miracle on a final late race restart.
All right, thank you, boys. Have a good one.
Lieutenant Dangles, congratulations, and you, sir, have a fantastic night. All right, to everybody who's still watching, playoffs for the Truck Series, they start next week as the series heads to Kentucky Speedway, another mile and a half for the first race of the first round of the playoffs. So that'll be next Tuesday, but before then, Xfinity Series tomorrow night heads to Watkins Glen. Cup Series heads to Watkins Glen. And then Xfinity Series on Sunday heads to Chicago, and Cup Series heads to Chicago, so they can all finish out their regular seasons as well. So playoffs start next Tuesday for the Truck Series. And before we sign off out of here, Jim, as always, what did you see out of tonight?
I saw something that I just couldn't believe. I didn't think there was a chance for Dangles after, 10 to go in that race. And he made a believer out of me, man. He played the right strategy, a little bit of poor strategy on the other side. But, just incredible stuff. And if you think that's anything, that was just to get into the playoffs. Now we have an entire round dedicated to getting yourself into the championship for the playoffs. You guys need to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, if you thought intensity was ramped up tonight, wait till next week. These guys are going to go all out. So, Swamp, what did you see out of tonight? Any final thoughts?
It was nuts. It was almost like another playoff. It was a playoff race for some guys. Their lives were on the line tonight, and man, they went all at it. I'm excited to see what the next 4 races has to bring in the Truck Series for these guys.
All right. Well, as we start to wrap up here for the night, I want to congratulate Decent House on his second win of the season, and Lieutenant Dangles on clinching the 8th and final spot in the playoffs, finishing 1 and 2 tonight. Third place was Marksman, 4th Moffitt, and rounding out your top 5 was Mr. Williams. So to everybody that's still tuned in, to everybody that tuned in at any point in this broadcast, watching it back, we thank you. Thanks for your cooperation, for the glitch in the final stage, and hope you guys tune in next week as Truck Series playoffs begin at Kentucky Speedway. As always, for Big Jim and Swamp, I'm Gator Mike. To all my gnarly ones out there, catch you next week.